the 10 file. It was effortless. He and I were talking as I did it. I'll put those over to the side. And these are random sheets. I just put my hand in the jar. I didn't think we were going to get this microscope going. But this is what I noticed. I saw a 10 file in here. And what is important that you see here? What's important is that file is coming out of the canal at a right angle. Remember this picture for always, because so many times you'll be about a rubber stop or so short of the reference, and then your brain will be saying, I got to go another millimeter deeper. That's what your brain's going to say 100 times out of 100. If it doesn't show restraint, that's going to be tough. Slide out the file, make a curve like this. You see the end of that okay? And there's my cotton pliers. Normally I drag it through here, but I'm going to make just a curve, and I'm rotating my left hand so I can see it. It's literally, Robert, a single flute. This is a happy hooker. This is the only chance that can take that right-hand turn. And then you'll slide it and it'll go, and you'll say, oh my God, it made it. And the first thing you want to do is take it out and measure it. Never do it. Leave it there and do your smoothies at least 100 times. Because as soon as you come back, that little shelf that you started will be bigger again. You'll make that shelf again. Okay? So that's what I noticed just picking this up. Also, you should notice, and I don't have them here, but you'll be able to appreciate it. These foramina are bigger than a 10. So I'm going in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 millimeters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Going halfway up the shaft. So if I had a 15 or a 20 file, they would fit in there, right, Amir? So the truth is, nature never seals the apical foramina in the last parts. It's never tight there. We just think it is. The tight is in the body, and it's short of the end of the root there. So again, having this 10 outside the end of the root is not hurting anything. I guess if I was pounding against the mandibular canal, that wouldn't be a good idea, but unlikely that's going to happen, and you'd have, you're going to know that. The mandibular canal is only going to be pounded if it's this mandibular molar, but every other tooth, there's nothing really vitally or even close to. I've never had anyone that I know of, and I would knock on wood if it made a difference, but I've never had anyone that had any paresthesia whatsoever from shaping. Okay. Then I picked up this molar, and once again, I asked Robert, God, do you think you can find one of those dust removers so I could dry it off and show him? Next, bada bing, bada boom, here comes Robert. There's people that get things done, and then there's others. So here is the main maxillary molar, right? And there's the palatal canal exit. Notice what you notice is it's not at the end of the root, it's on the dome. Then I'm looking over at the mesial buccal for orify. Just ran out of air. But we're okay, I think. And there's 1, 2, 3 POEs, portal strings. If we look at it internally, I mean, I'm just picking this tooth out of nowhere. So there's the MB with the shelf. Where would the MB2 be? Here? No. Here? No. It'd be along here. So if you write it in here, and how would I find out? I'd dry it and then hit it with the Mueller. Find my white dot, and then what? Q-mix, agitate it, small 8/6 file, and now I got a chance. And I start to follow, and if it doesn't go, it's what? No. Huh?
Must take a point if the air runs out.
Oh, I thought he was going to string a score, but he didn't yell it, so I thought this is not good news. That might work, yeah. Okay, guys? There's the DB. There's the shelf, too. All right, all I want you to do is see me go through the curving and then the motion of the different files. So here's the curving skill. I'll take a new chin. Sorry. So the way to do it is to hold the file parallel to the earth. You're not looking at it like this. Or looking down it. You're looking at it parallel to the earth so I can see the curve. Then you're taking the cotton pliers and I'm holding them like chopsticks. See here, look at me personally. Look at me live up here. See, I'm holding them here. I'm not holding them down here. I'm just this way you hold a handpiece to it. I'll show you that in a second. And I'm just going to use my wrist. And what I'm going to do is make the letter H. And I'm going to squeeze and drag. Squeeze and drag. There it is. Perfect. Now, I'm not always perfect, but it's always a surprise if I'm not. Let's just say, there. It's not perfect. The reason it's not perfect is the last 2 millimeters are still straight. But I can still fix it. There. It's good. Okay? Then I can practice when I'm in my opera. I straighten it out and do a big curve. I could straighten it out and I could do multiple curves. Watch this. I could drag it, and turn and squeeze as I go. I'm ready for any hole. Just give me a hole. Just slide down your suggestion. Give me a hole. Where's the hole? See, this has now gone from smart to genius. So then, and you don't do this 100 times. These do fatigue. These are disposable, just like the rotaries. Everything we do in Endo is cheap. You don't have a lab. You don't have any overhead hardly at all. So I'm straightening it out to start over. But that's the motion. See the stroking motion? I'm not doing this. That's a cross or a plus or a T. It's an H. So the H is parallel to the floor. But remember, I have to bring in finger rest to do it. See, I was freehand, like following, curving and following. You don't see any fingers on my right hand. But now I'm going to bring all the finger rests in because I want to put did they score, Ron?
No, time.
Overtime?
30 seconds left. Texans ball 50 over.
How did they not score? Oh, they're going to get a field goal. Now the cotton pliers have to come together perfectly, so sometimes I'll reject the cotton pliers. Right, I brought 2, so let's see if these work. Well, it's a bit short. Okay. Oh yeah, these are awesome. Look at that. So you can see this is not just casual. It's very, very intense. This thing's ready for any curve. This will fall to any right angle now. Okay? Now that I'm blinded. There's 3 teeth here. It doesn't matter which one I use. There's one. So it happens to be out the side, doesn't it? Okay? You see it? Mm-hmm. And I only have water. I don't have any of those cool chemicals I talked about. So I'll squirt that. And of course you set the rubber stop. But what's next? Something I follow to there. Somebody yell it out.
Smoothies.
Smoothies are next. So I'm going to stay outside, just like the video, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to test it. See, I can go now all the way out and all the way back. Okay, normally you'd irrigate. So first ones I'm going to use will be the, sorry about that sound, Pro Taper. There's going to be 2 shapers and 2 finishers. So I want you to know we have actually reduced the series to 2 files, so we can do that. But all these things take time to evolve. But it's the concept I want you to get right now. Honestly, you can barely pull anything off without Des in here. So I got to go back because I got to show you how to set these. So let's assume there it is right there. And I'll set those that length, which is just out the end, right there. Then you straighten out your reference instrument, and purple, see, I don't need a ruler, I got the relationship of these. This purple is the same. I normally would not sit them right there, but I won't, I'll lose them if I just let them go sailing somewhere. Perfect. Okay, and finally, just a little short of that. Now, if I'm scared, and this is my first time, just because it's a rotary doesn't mean you can't manually do this. And what you'll notice, what's kind of encouraging, is you're just a couple of rubber stops from the end. So it's not like you've got to drill for gold or oil. See, then look at the pulp coming out, dentin, those kinds of things. So just because you have rotary, write that down, doesn't mean I have to do, I can't do manual. And they're easily followed, and it's cutting exactly where the pro taper concept, progressive taper, is supposed to cut, right there. And it's highly efficient. Now I'm going to put it in the handpiece, because that's, I have confidence now. And the way I'm going to hold the handpiece is way back here. So this is it. This is how I'm holding it. So I'm not being a pecker. I'm literally cradling the handpiece. There's no pressure on me now. I have a glide path, or I made a glide path, and these will follow unless they don't. If they don't, I've got to go back and fix the glide path. I'm not going to try and do anything. You get what I'm saying? I'm not trying to get there. I'm not trying to hope it works. I'm not trying to drill. I'm not trying to make a shape. I'm just going to go along for the ride. I'm the kid in the slide. And here we go. Just gonna, you're not going to see my fingers because they're cradling it back here. Okay, and so what I want you to write down are these words now. Regardless of the instrument NITI you use. Let it run and paint. Let it run and paint. Let it run and paint. Irrigate. Irrigate. What's after purple in the pro taper? How many use pro taper or have used pro taper? Okay, what's the next color? White. So normally I would irrigate, but I don't want to because I want you to see where it's cutting. So white is also a shaper. Purple and white cut the top, and then the finishers simply connect the dots. So everybody's telling me, what does it sound like? Let it run and paint. Or float, we used to say float, follow, and brush. But some people brush like this. And all I want to do is let it run and paint. There it is, cutting there. Normally you'd irrigate. What's the next color? Yellow. What size is the yellow tip? 20. And what, it doesn't matter what the tip is, it's 20. So then we let it run and paint. Let it run and paint. And then we look. Is it cutting at the end? A little, but not there. It's nude. So I must go to a larger pro taper because that shape, I don't know what it is. It could be a 30, it could be a 40. I might have false type back. So then I come back with red. And what are the watchwords? Let it run and paint. Let it run. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just going to the reference. Let it run and paint. Now it's filled. See? Those flutes are filled. And normally I would, well, I'll just wash it because there. Is it patent? Yep. Squirt that guy in the front row. They get you wet? No? Now normally I dry this a bit. Pretend. And since it was red, finisher, it should be a red cone. Unless there's a miscommunication sometime, some distance between here and China. Which could be. And then when you're fitting these cones, you follow them. If you were doing a gutta-core, you would verify the shape with a verifier. Right, Robert?
Yes.
However, if you're using the Pro Taper, this is your verifier. You could set the gutta core a little short of this and carry on. Have you done a demo? You don't have an oven there, right?
I do.
If you set it up here, you don't have to worry about the microscope. I can do it. You just set it up here and fill out the plastic block.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do that afterwards. So what you would do is set the length of the rubber stop of the gutta core a millimeter, say, short of this instrument. See, I already got a verifier. This is verified. This is just verified. And here it is. Come and get me, honey. Pack me in there. Now you can see denting and stuff because I didn't wash it. Okay? That's the Pro Taper system. Same color sequence. There's nothing wrong with those instruments. They never even talk about them now, and the sales keep going up. There's three truths in the world. There's the truth, there's the scientific truth, and then there's the moral truth, and then there's the real truth, at least in physics, and that's the truth of the marketplace. The marketplace keeps telling us, don't give us another piece of crap. We are very content. We're working on our glide pen. Okay, so that's that. Then we thought, what if we could make it even simpler, but mostly what if guys, I mean women too, what if they had a tendency to break a bunch of stuff? Is there any way we could make it safer? And we introduced this in the early 1990s, but management at the time said no. Instead of spinning, how about you just go part way and you won't tax the file quite as much? But there is give and take. The disservice to you is that the illusion is it's so easy you can do it with your eyes closed. And it's just not true. You already know that. And it's probably no accident that I lost my wave one. So,
Did
you lose it?
Always handify before putting the.
yeah, I lost it for a second. So if you can bring me another one, I'll trade you back. I got the next here. Okay, what's the question?
Do you always handify the?
Oh, do you always hand try first? Very good question. When I'm scared.
Oh.
And I'm always scared. But no. See, because I'm so light, do I try it manually first? I've had so much experience that I almost am doing it manually in the hand view. Sorry, and it's here so much. Because I just unpeeled it a little ways. So they still on overtone? Oh, here it is. I got it. I'm going to give this back to you. It's right there in the corner. Okay. So this is the outline form of a pretty close to an F2. So let's do the same thing. I'll put it right here so I can't lose it. And here's the same deal. What's next? I reached the end. This is a different patient now. What's next? Yell it out.
Smooth.
Okay, so it's a little tight, so I'm going to do what? Wiggle. Ah, there we go. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, now it went into a little crease or something. 6, 7, 8. Ah, damn it. It still kept going back, so I can stay out there. Whew, that was close. Now it's not going. See, it's not going, not going, not going. It's not going. Did you see it not going?
Yep.
So what am I going to do next? Come out. Curve. Irrigate. Now I'm back to the follow mode, and still didn't go down. So out again. I never pushed. I'm going to give it a couple little curves, make it smart again. And there, you see it? After a couple little just tries, I'm going to stay out there. Out here I was getting all cool. And I should have stayed longer. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, and now I own the glide path. See? See how I did that? So now I'm ready for Mr. Wave 1, and I'll set it the...
Number 1.
Huh?
Number 1 on the machine.
Oh yeah, I know, I'll get it. Thank you. Like I said, Denver 1. Okay, so this one will reciprocate. Because you haven't said anything, I'm thinking that they're behind. Is first team to score or something?
Yeah, it's overtime.
Still? Okay, here, see, instead of spinning around, this one's going left and then right, left and right, left and right. 3 times to make a full circle. So here we go. Let it run and what? Paint. Because you're asking this instrument to do what S1, S2, and F1 did before, be more patient. Come out, look at that stuff. Clean it off, irrigate, let it run, and paint. Let it run, paint. Okay, let me hear from you. Let it run, just the weight of the handpiece. It's not going any further. I'm going to paint anyway, just see what happens. And this is the difference right here. You're seeing now, you're observing the difference. Clean it off, John.
Are you running counterclockwise?
It cuts counterclockwise and then clockwise. Now I didn't push, I just let it run. See, I'm really being patient. Now it made it, and look at that. Quite a bit, eh? So give it a bit of a wash, not a really good one. This is where you'd come in and with your cubics right after this pit. Now I take the box that says wave 1, primary. Oh, there's a tooth in there, that's unusual. And it should again. Remember, we're going to just follow it to place. And you can't really see it. It's in there a little bit further, and that air is gone. But what you can do, let's say normally you can't turn the tooth upside down, correct? So you do, this is how you do it. You fit the cone and check it against your measuring stick, and it would tell you it's darn close. See, even with all that stuff in the way, you'd see that that is really, of course you'd be clean. I'm just showing you the motions. It looks like it might be a little bit short, but after I flush it, it should drop deeper. If you can take an image to check, okay? So what you saw the difference was that I had to be more patient, I had to do more passes, but they probably were about the same equivalent as the S1, 2, and F1, F2. But, and I didn't have to do it here to actually urge it a little bit, but it did kind of stall for a little bit there, and then I irrigated, and then it progressed. That's pretty typical. Sometimes, however, you have to press a little bit, and that's a difference. So the difference so far, Pro Taper Universal and Wave 1 is, I don't think Wave 1's simpler really, but it is a bit safer because you're not taxing the instrument as much. But I'm not, as an endodontist, not breaking them anyway, if what? I have the glide path, I never push, and new files. If I have those 3, oh, and I'm present. You know, if I'm thinking about the Seahawks game like I am now, who knows where I am? And because Robert's looking so serious, getting distracted. Okay, so here's the last one that Armid saw me follow and didn't do anything. I just followed to the end. Resorbed or chipped off there a little bit, but it's the motion that you need to see. We're going to show you now the next. So I reach the end, what's next? Smoothies, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, this is all you get to look at is right here. That's why it's really important to start with a small amplitude and build your way up, because like the other one, it came out too far and wouldn't go back, remember? So I'm just going to get my confidence. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. Now we're ready for the next. So there's 5 of these, which makes it confusing. You just need really 3 for the vast majority. What's novel about these instruments is they cut a shape bigger than the instrument itself. The reason for that is the envelope of motion that's built into it. You'll be able to see it when I show you. You can yell it out, Robert, it's okay. Kurt might hear and say they lost.
Nothing going on yet.
All right, we're going to set the X1 same length as the 10. And the X2, same length as the, and I'll show you two tricks here in a second. There's the X3. Now I'll put the X3 in the handpiece because you'll be able to see it actually moves. It looks like it's moving. It looks like a snake. Oh. What? You actually, it'll hypnotize you if you watch it on. You can see the waves of carving. It really is an amazing concept. Mike Shenambo, a friend of a clip of mine and Pierre's, had this idea. You know, it's kind of a testament to ideas. He's had this idea for a decade, and no one would listen to it. So, you know, sometimes when you get a good idea and you know your spouse won't listen to you, stick with it. Remember the pro taper. Worked for them, maybe it'll work for my wife or my husband, significant other. All right, so what's next? We put in the smaller one. All of these start with the smaller. Why would you start with a larger? Because then you would need a smaller to work. Okay, ready? One of the watchwords. And actually there's two watchwords. So Mike Shenambo invented this. He would say peck. So here's honestly what he'd do. He'd go down, peck, 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 peck. Oh, he'd have his finger in there too. Peck, peck, and he'd have much less torque. Peck, peck. And he'd do that with the other one fit a cone. But what he wouldn't get the advantage of is brushing. So let it run and paint, and you're actually making much more volume. Because what the criticism mostly, that if there were one, of these files is they're too slender. You guys overdid it. So you see how I brushed for that? And again, normally we do what? Irrigate and go to the next one. So since you started with yellow, it's the universal ISO color sequence. So what's after yellow? Red. So let it run and paint. Paint, paint, paint. There it is, cutting. It's a little more difficult, Robert, to see where it's cutting at the end, whereas Wave 1 and Universal, you can look at the flutes. Because these are a little closer together, it's harder to do it, but I'm thinking this will probably be good, and we'll just reach the end. And that's what it looks like. It's a little different. If you look, really focus on the tip. The tip's not moving. It's moving to the right of the tip. You know, it's going to find a spot. What that spot right there? No, there. See, it's just stationary. Looks like it's moving, but if you really focus on it, it's standing. The other just kind of thought process behind it is this just made a bit of a random shape, whereas if you finish with Wave 1 or Universal, you have a specific, Robert, known shape. No doubt about it. If it cut there, you can go to the bank with that shape. And this is what colleagues have had trouble with. Which color did we finish with? Blue. I don't have blue. So I'm going to finish with a red on something else. Just going to pick up with two. Good, there's something in it. And normally you wouldn't just follow it, but I'm going to do it anyway. If it doesn't go, of course, I won't do it. But I just want to show you. Good, so far it's going. Should probably irrigate, you know. Just to show you that it can be done, so that you're trying to, and you're not trying to see what you can get away with, but you're seeing what you can get. So I'm just, all I'm doing here is to show you the cone fit. So let's see, there we go. And looking to see if it follows to the end. Then there's two tunnels there, so I go down one and then the other. There it is. And just painting. I'm on my way down, painting. I'm looking at it at the end, so the rubber stopped. Not there it is, right there. Okay, so at the very end. You see it? Okay. So now I'm just going to paint a couple of times. Okay, and it did cut near the end, and what typically has happened is the That's X2, correct? Red. You're actually going to see this for the first time in history here in a second. Live. That would actually be interesting. This is what colleagues are ticked off about. I tell them, get over it, cut it back, carry on. As a endodontist, we get very good at cone fits. Before we had an actual specific cones that are supposed to fit a lot of the time, we didn't have them. So we're working with a guy named Nathan Lee. Just got these yesterday. And he's making these, all these spot cones you saw, they're hand rolled. Anybody know Chinese? What does that say? Anybody? What does it say? It does say, well, I know it says. That's a lot of writing for a hex. So now nobody's ever seen this, but you and me together. So we're going to see, and these are machine rolled. I'm sorry.
Hand roll.
No, they're not hand rolled. Some kind of Chinese tape on here. Jeez. This is not Scotch tape, this is China. Okay, we're going to beat this wrap. It's not even tape, it's some kind of special thing. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah, these are not machine rolled, they're cast mold. It's a mold. It's got a purchase shot into a mold. They're exactly the same. There's absolutely no difference in the tolerance. I should have come here a couple of days early to do this. So what was that blue? Well, see the difference? See, it's got a little more body, see, than the other ones? Let's just take a red one for heck of it. And here's, ooh, yeah, this is very cool. See that one stuck out the end, remember? And we'll take this one. First time in human. That Nathan, this guy's a dentist actually. There it is. Can you see it through the muck? It didn't stick out. It's perfect. I can't think of the word. It's not machine rolled. Shot into a mold. What is it? Injection mold. Thank you. That's exactly what it is. Injection molded. See? So we're supposed to test them out. So you were there. I tested it out. I'm done. It's a lot of work to set up time to test these things out. Okay, what did you see and what did you learn and what don't you know? Anyone?